Can you daily drive a 911, specifically a 991.1, which is this generation, a 2012 to 2016? First off, let's talk about the car exterior. It is not low. I don't have any issues getting in and out of the driveway. I don't have any issues navigating through the city. This car is a good height. Now, I have seen that it's very popular that people do modify these and make them lower, but for this conversation, stock 911S, totally doable as far as the stock suspension, and I think it looks good. Like, honestly, I know people love lowered cars, I do too, but it's just good. We have the 20-inch wheels, and how is the ride comfort? We're gonna tie in the wheels with the suspension. First off, this has adaptive suspension, so it's gonna adapt to the road, and it's also gonna adapt if you want it to be firmer when you're on Sport Plus mode. So that's an extra plus, that even in these earlier 911s, you had those adaptive suspension modes. Now, whenever I go through a bump, I could feel it because, again, this is not, a full luxury car. It's still a sports car. You definitely feel bumps, but they're not super harsh, which is really neat. And also, if you wanted to modify the suspension, they sell this controller. You just plug it in, and apparently the algorithm in that controller makes the suspension adjustments on the fly even better, which is cool. So you have that extra option. A lot of people use that more for track applications, but even for road compliance, it's actually really good. We also see that we have a sunroof, which I'm going to consider that in the exterior part, which is really neat. And you hear more of the flat six, you get some sun. I love sunroofs. I know people are like, there's some more weight, blah, blah, blah. I enjoy a sunroof, and call me weird, it is definitely a good thing. Now, if you look here, it's gonna be hard for you guys to see this, but there's like a little flap, and the 991.1 and this generation 911 actually had issues with wind buffeting, so you have to install one of these. The flap is about $100. You just stick them on with stickers on each side, and the wind buffeting is fixed. Now, as far as the car goes, size-wise, this car is pretty big. We're gonna show you the interior, we're gonna show you the front, we're gonna show you everything you could do, and then we're gonna show you the amenities. And what I mean by amenities is all the creature comforts that this car comes with. It's gonna blow your mind. So this is your front area, and you have plenty of space. You could put backpacks, you could put a suitcase in here. This is a lot of space, and I love this about this particular car is that you do have this space. I added that little tub in there to protect stuff because you will use this whenever you're driving your 911. You can even put groceries in it. Now, a great thing about this car too is that the battery's right here. It isn't in McLaren, you had to disassemble the whole front to get to the battery. With this, you just pop this up and your battery's underneath there, and then you put this back and you're good to go. So a lot of stuff is user-friendly, which I like, especially with the space. Now, daily driving might involve night driving, and these are adaptive dynamic headlights. When you turn your steering wheel, these move, and I can only assume, because I've used them before, that they just add an extra safety level and coolness to the drive. Now, let's talk about the interior, and this is where the 911 becomes what it is, magical, and it gives you a lot what you desire with the luxury and performance car. These seats right here are 18-way adjustable. I don't even know how you could have that, but it does. 18 ways of adjustment. You have memory seats as well, which is cool, but it doesn't stop there. You have what they called heated and cooled seats, which is super neat because, of course, we all like heated seats, but cool seats are really, really good. And now they're becoming to be standard in most cars I've seen out there, more, luxury cars, but it's really neat that back in 2012, the cool seat feature was a really neat thing. And top of that, you have a heated steering wheel. So when you're talking about daily driving, you have all those comforts: heated steering wheel, heated seats, cooled seats, and then of course your cruise control, but where it really shines too is that you have all these options right here at your fingertips. Like I said, you have your sport mode, Sport Plus, you have your dynamic mode, exhaust mode, and then with the Porsche, having the Porsche Sport exhaust, you could go quiet, you could go, louder at a touch of a button. And then this auto off and on start, I have that off. That's not good. And of course, the PDK is one of those things that I love because you have dual purposes. I made a whole video, actually made multiple videos about the PDK. It's a great transmission and it's still a ton of fun. And then you have other features like this cup holder, which they work, and I think they're a blast. You could ratchet them. Let's see if I could. They ratchet out, they ratchet in, and then they fold back in. And I think it's a fun design. And if you're gentle with them, they definitely do last. Now, one of those things that people don't know is that we also have headlight washers, which is pretty cool. Rain sensing windshield, which is also really neat. But one of the things that makes the 911 an amazing daily driver is what's behind me, the non-usable back seats, AKA storage. You're not gonna fit anyone back there. Maybe, you know what? Maybe if you have a young child or a young kid, you know, that would be something really cool for them to be able to sit back there. So this car is kind of cool in the fact that you could put somebody back there, which lets somebody experience the car with you. So if you're looking for a daily driver that you could also have a young child in, this is a great car. And the more that I look at this car, I realize that Porsche thought of all of this in advance, because these cars, the 911s, are literally used daily. Like it's one of the few sports cars that does everything, which is really cool. But there's also a saying, and the saying goes that you could be good at everything, but not best at one thing. But for me, and maybe I'm biased, it's the best at everything it does when I compare it to all the other 60 cars that I've owned. Especially when I compare it to the 981 GT4, that was the best at being a track weapon, exhilarating fun, but it definitely wasn't good if you were trying to relax and chill. And that's why the 911 is just one of those really special cars. But one of the main things that makes this an amazing daily driver is that it's fun, which is important. If you had to have one main criteria for a daily driver that's a sports car, it has to be fun. And this is fun, a lot of fun, but it's also classy and it can also be relaxing, which is probably the best combination you could get, because as days change and moods change and feelings change, the car can adapt to you, or you could adapt the car to however you feel. And that makes it great, because if one day you wanna just relax, you've had a hectic day, you relax. Let's say you're having a fun time, it's a beautiful day, roll down all the windows, open up your sunroof, Sport Plus mode, exhaust mode, and you're gonna have a blast. So, can you daily this? I would say that the 911 has literally perfected the sports car daily car. So yes, I would say that this is literally the best car you could daily.